The life-changing magic of tidying up is by Marie Kondo. Is a best-selling book that has sold millions of copies worldwide. Marie Kondo uses the KonMari principle philosophy to talk about how decluttering and decongesting our household items can lead to happiness and joy in our life. It has found great applications in everybody's life in some form or other, and people have used it to derive a special amount of space in their mind and in their lives. It has helped people achieve mindfulness and a sense of purpose and joy in their lives. Now, we want to take the underlying principles of this book and see how this can be applied in the world of investment management or financial management to derive greater joy and greater peace for all of us. Here comes the 10 principles that Marie Kondo has prescribed in the book. We're going to talk about the actual principle, and we're going to try and give you the investment world parlance of the same one. Here goes. Discard before organizing. Marie Kondo says, instead of just rearranging your papers and your stuff around your house, decide to discard stuff that you don't need at all. That's a very, very important thought. Get into the act with the idea of discarding. In the investment world, similarly, we are stuck with a wide variety of different investment instruments that we have somehow used in the past, but we continue to hold on to them although they don't remain relevant anymore. You may have opened a bank account 10 years ago for a job that you were doing then, but that bank account lies even today. Or you may have taken a credit card some many years ago which you don't use anymore. There are countless examples of items that we are stuck with in our life which we don't kind of use at all in today's day and age. This is the time to declutter it. She talks about the next one is the joy test. She says, in the real world, pick up the article that you see, hold it close to you, observe it, smell it, and see if it really invokes joy in you. And if it does not, then it needs to go into a trash bin, or it needs to be given away to somebody who has a better use for it. In the investment world, this translates to the joy being replaced by a financial goal. So pick up every investment as Kondo says. Look at it if it is going to align you to some financial goal. It could be your own retirement, it could be either children's education, X, Y, Z. Now, if any of the investments that you have made is not really channelized towards any of your financial needs in the future, be it your retirement or children's needs, so on and so forth, I think you need to think deeply if you at all need that asset. What's the point of holding on to investments which are not going to help you reach your financial goals? She says, tidy up by category. Says, don't go location by location to tidy up. She says, look at it from books, clothes, your sentimental items, your sports items, so on and so forth, and tidy up category wise. Similarly, in the investment world, you need to look at how many bank accounts do you have? Can you do with lesser? How many mutual fund accounts do you have? Are you duplicating your mutual fund investments? Are you having many life insurance that somebody has sold on to you and you're holding on to it just because somebody has given it to you? Or is there a meaning and purpose behind the way you have organized your investments? These are some of the things that help you organize your investment world in a much more superior way. She talks about follow a specific order. So she says start with your clothes, then go to your paperwork, then do various other things that you need to do in that order. Similarly, in the investment world, start with the easy stuff, which is your banking transactions and so on and so forth, and go all the way up to some of the land or real estate that you may have bought, which you no longer really put to use. Look at it very objectively if it is still bringing you joy and happiness, and if it is serving you an investment purpose, by all means you must hold on to it. Else, if it is just creating more work for you, more pain for you, is not financially rewarding, maybe it's just time to let it go. Convert it into something else which can give you greater joy. Focus on what to keep and not what to discard. Start the whole exercise with the idea that I want to keep things, and we always hold on to things that we think are very, very dear. Maria encourages us to focus on what is important to us and keep those limited important items with us. In the investment world, you need to ensure that you don't get trapped in the dogmas of the past. What are those? In the good old days, there used to be lack of many investment options. So we had no option but to keep money in fixed income. We had no option but we had to keep money in some land somewhere, so on and so forth. But things are very different today. You have a lot of different options that are just a click away. It can be a mutual fund, it can be an online portal-based stock that you can buy. These are liquidable products, easily available. Maybe it's a good time to have a rethink on this. Maria says, look at some of these things from a gratitude perspective. Some of these items have helped you live a rich life, but it's time to let go. Therefore, she says, use the gratitude principle to let go with gratitude. If the item still is very, very good, gift it to somebody who needs it more than you do. From that perspective, even investments, when we express gratitude at the way we have created wealth or the wealth has grown with us, we become mindful that the asset is an important part of our life, and therefore we treat it with more mindfulness and respect, and therefore enjoy a much superior outcome on that asset. This is the same thing as it is for your household articles to an investment. The investment that you cherish with gratitude will multiply and will be in abundance much more than otherwise. Create a home for each item. Every item in your house needs to be at a designated place. That's what it's meant to be. The keys are meant to be in a drawer. The kitchen items need to be kept in the kitchen, so on and so forth. So it's easier to maintain logically and have the peace of mind if each of these items are maintained in their respective location. This creates a more peaceful and prevents clutter from happening. Similarly, in the investment world, one needs to follow a simple asset allocation framework. What is an asset allocation? I determine at the start, based on my temperament, how much of my money should be in equity assets, how much should be in debt assets. I look at 2-3 asset classes for equity, maybe mutual funds, maybe stocks. I look at 2-3 asset classes for debt. Maybe it's a bank deposit, it's a debt fund, etc., etc. And I manage my portfolio actively on this. This way, you will also be able to make sure that your assets are constantly working for you, your investments are constantly working for you. She says, very important to fold your clothes vertically. So she talks about the concept that when you are using clothes in a hanger at home, either your shirt or your pant, you need to hang it vertically so that the space is better utilized and better organized in that sense. Vertical storage maximizes value, provides an ease of access, easier way to access your stuff. In the investment world, it's very important to look at an electronic format of storing your investments. Be it a mutual fund or your stocks or any of these things, find a way to demat your stocks if you have not already done. It's a very easy and a seamless way of holding your assets. You must also store all your passwords and other records in a careful place that can be passed on to your partner or spouse if there is a need for it. So one needs to organize one's financial data in a very, very careful manner so that in case of a need, it is available for the family to access as well. Maria talks about organizing and visualizing your life after this change. She says, one of the ways you can achieve your goal is if you visualize your home or your office environment of how it will be and how much of joy it will bring after you have cleared up the place is a very powerful stimulant for you to actually get on with the job. If you are able to visualize yourself at the last stage or after you have reached your financial goal, let us say you are planning your daughter's higher education abroad. From time to time, it's important for us to visualize you standing outside the Harvard Medical School gate and saying bye to your daughter. And this can be a very powerful visualization that helps you stay the course without distractions. I can guarantee you, if you visualize these goals well enough, you're almost 90% on your way to making that happen. Visualization in reality is a very powerful psychological tool that enables us to reach our financial goals. Finally, she says tidying is a transformative process. Don't go through it as a mechanical exercise, but go through it as a process that changes us as a human being. Because after all, we want to do this only once. We don't want to keep doing this often. So before you buy the next item, before you bring the next item of clutter into your life, you will think twice. And that's what she means by the transformation. Even in the investment world, you need to focus on what is helping you reach your financial goal. From that perspective, you will obviously, through this journey, learn about what your investments will help you reach those goalposts and what will not. Therefore, in the future, you will make decisions that will make sure that they are propelling you towards your financial goals, not away from it. So the life-changing magic of tidying up, which was originally written by Marie Kondo, a Japanese author, about decluttering your life and bringing greater joy to you, is also a great way for you to clear up your financial assets and hold them in a manner in which they perform, deliver, and bring you great clarity and joy.